What's going on, YouTube family, and welcome back to yet another 2-Minute Tuesday. What we're going to be doing today, independent fog light mod on a Subaru. The things needed to complete this job: I have a 10mm socket on my impact. If you don't have an impact, just use a ratchet. A Phillips head screwdriver, a pair of wire snippers and crimpers, a chunk of wire, probably a foot long, some wiring connectors right there, and then these are wire taps, so you can tap into an existing wire. And also one more thing you may need, I believe this is called a wiring spade. Now I'm going to have everything that you need to purchase down in the description box below, so make sure you guys go use those links. Now this is going to be super tough to get done in 2 minutes, so let's throw 2 minutes on the clock and jump into it. First thing we need to do is remove this panel right here. There's a screw right there and a screw right there. Pull both those out. As soon as you get those screws out, we can pop off this panel. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. There we go. All that wiring, that is dirty, but all these wiring connectors right here, you need to unplug all those. Now we need to remove this fuse box. So there's a 10mm nut right there, pull that off, and then there's these clips on the side. Go ahead and release those, disconnect these two wires. Now that we have access to the back side of the fuse box, we're going to go to the third plug-in up, so it's that plug-in there, and disconnect that from the back. So this is the plug-in that we need. There is a solid orange wire on it, and that is the wire we will be modifying. Now with this orange wire, guys, we're going to be tapping into it. We're not going to be cutting it or anything. So peel that tape up a little bit so you can get our wire tap on there and get the wire tap installed on that orange wire. Next up, there's this black relay panel that was sitting up here. There's 3 tabs on it. You need to compress those tabs and get this loose. We're going to count 3 relays up from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3. Go to that third relay, and you see that green wire with the red stripe on it, or red wire with green stripe, whatever. We're going to be using that wire right there. So trace that wire up about 1 or 2 inches, and we're going to be cutting that wire. The end that goes into the fuse, we're going to use. The other side we don't need, so go ahead and tape that off. So as you can see, I have a solid probably 1.5 inches there. Plenty of enough wire right there to get a wiring connector on it. So we need to go ahead, strip the end of that wire off, and install one of these wiring connectors onto the end of it. That is what it should look like when it's all said and done. Now we can go ahead, grab that orange wire. We're going to peel that tape back like I said earlier and install the wire tap onto it. So I have the wire tap on there ready to go. That connector's on there. Now we simply just need to take a piece of wire. I'm going to cut this a little shorter and run a wire from there and into the wire tap. Now that is what it should look like. So red green wire going to this extender wire, tapped into the orange wire. Now we can go ahead, call it a day there. Your independent fog lights will work, but if you want your indicator light on your fog light button to turn on, follow these next few steps. So find your gray plug-in that goes to your fog light switch, peel the tape back. There's another red wire with the green stripe on it right there, and then the yellow wire with the blue stripe on it. We're going to be extending that red green wire to our new wire right there, and then the yellow and blue wire, we're going to bring that to a ground. I usually just ground it right on this bolt here. So as you can see here, I have the red with green connected to that new red wire, which goes from the red green wire on the relay panel to the orange wire on the fuse panel. You guys need to cut that wire. You're not tapping into it. You're cutting that wire and using the end that goes to the switch. The other end, you can just leave the yellow blue wire going to the ground. We now need to plug that connector back into the back side of this fuse box here. And then you can put that back in place up there and throw that 10mm nut back on. Now we can simply throw it back together. Throw these plugs in up here. Done. Obviously I can't do this with the camera, but throw this back on and plug all of these wiring connectors back into here. We now should have full control over our fog lights. So with this click on 1, we can turn the fog lights on. As you can see, we wired it so that light comes on, and bam, fog lights are on with no headlights. The fog lights are 100% independent now, so you can run them completely by themselves, with low beams, with high beams, whatever. But as soon as you turn the steering stalk all the way off, the fog lights will turn off, and whenever you turn the car off, the fogs will turn off. So this is the perfect way I found to do it. As always, bros, I really hope this video helped you out. If it did, smash that subscribe button right up in that corner. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for tomorrow's video.